What's up, guys? Back here with another Defender of the Crown video. This one is going to be of the original game on the Commodore Amiga. I feel like I've really gone down the rabbit hole with this one. I did not realize how many ports there were of this game. Apparently all the way up through Game Boy Advance, mobile phones, so Android and iOS. This game has been on so many different systems, it's ridiculous. But for now, I'm going to focus on the older ones, and the Commodore Amiga is the original version. And honestly, it's one of the more busted versions of it. I'm going to try to give it a fair shake, but overall, I think it doesn't quite work, and I'll walk you through my reasoning and why I think that is. So I'm going to go ahead and get it started. Now, the Commodore Amiga was an amazing piece of hardware. If I remember right, it came out in 1985. And it was capable of some amazing graphics, some amazing sound. 1985, and it was as good as, if not better than, the Super Nintendo or the Sega Genesis. So, as you can tell, this is the best title screen we've seen so far, much better than the NES or Commodore 64 versions. I do still find myself wishing that we could skip through these screens and the cutscenes, but obviously a lot of care and artistry went into these screens. So if you'd been playing this game at the time, it would have looked amazing. The year's back to 1149. I feel like I got switched to 1199 in one of the other ports. I don't know why. Alright, now this screen is already off to a bad start. One thing, these stats look a little bit more like the NES version. Just some slight differences, but the thing that bothers me is, I know at least Cedric of Rotherwood, this is a lie. You start the game, and actually his swordplay is weak, not average. So I find that incredibly frustrating. I'm going to go ahead and do Wilfred like I usually do. Leadership is incredibly important to actually winning the game. So it's either Cedric or Wilfred for me. So I'm going to choose Wilfred. Cool thing about the Commodore Amiga also is if you had both discs in the computer, it would somehow know. It would kind of read through the disk drives. So if you only had one disk drive, it would tell you to flip the disk to the second one or first one. If you had two disk drives, you can put disk 1 in one, disk 2 in the other one, and it would automatically load whenever it needed to. You can see the storyline's exactly the same, just way better graphics. And then this status screen is just gorgeous. I love it. Alright, right off the bat, some big difference, and this is why this game is very much busted. Build army. I can actually buy an army and continue playing the turn. So every turn you will spend every single gold you have and be buffing your armies with soldiers. And the strategy is similar to other versions in that you want to go ahead and take over all the neutral land you can right away. You'll see that your Saxon allies are a bit smarter than in other versions. Let's see, and then here's the, so I get to buy more soldiers, and then you'll notice, why do I have a bunch in my home army? Well, in this version of the game, when you take over neutral territory, you seem to lose some soldiers, but then suddenly there's more soldiers that appear in your home castle. And that would be the vassals, I think, in the other versions. So somehow I'm already up to 42 soldiers. And I'll go ahead and take this one. You don't seem to need to defend your home castle very much, which is another reason that this game ends up being a much easier version. And then I am not going to build my army this turn because I need to save up for a catapult. So instead, I'm just going to build up what I've got. Apparently I had 16 soldiers from taking over that territory. So now I'm up to 52 already. I do want to defeat this guy's field army, and hopefully it's in this territory still. So I'm going to go ahead and ask Robin Hood for help. And like the other versions, an early game advantage goes a long way. So if I can knock out one of the enemy players right away, I stand a much better chance. Alright, so hopefully I've caught his army there. Yep. Now, and then this is another big difference. There are no real tactics. Stand and fight, wild retreat, or ferocious attack. You also notice that Robin Hood didn't reduce the enemy army. He gave me 5 knights. Okay, and apparently I'm being attacked, so let's see who this is. You have a defensive bonus if you are attacked, so I shouldn't lose too many. Yeah, I lost 1 guy. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to rescue the Saxon lady. I'm probably going to fail because this is another reason that I think this game is busted, and that is the raids are terrible. And I'll show you why. So first off, there's nothing distinguishing me from my allies who are the same color. I'm the one up front. I don't know which of the enemies is the one I'm attacking. The other 2 are just cosmetic. There's no feedback whether I'm hitting or I'm being hit. And I have no health bar. So I have tried, I have actually save stated and replayed raids again and again, and I have no idea what causes me to win or lose. So if I win this, I'd be really glad because I've never actually rescued a maiden before. I have no idea if I'm taking damage, if he's taking damage. I am just mouse clicking the mouse, and hoping he dies before I die. There's no feedback, nope. So I lost, I have to pay 2 gold. I have no idea how to get better at this because there's no feedback. And I'm probably will do another playthrough at some point with Joffrey just to see if I can do it with a character with strong leadership. Now, I really do not like that I lost some gold because I was going to buy a catapult. Now I don't have enough. So that's frustrating. But I'm just going to go ahead and attack this other territory here. And you can see that the Saxon allies are doing much better overall. Okay, hopefully this isn't too bad. Yep. I only lost 1 soldier. I can handle that. I haven't actually been able to figure out if buying knights is worth it in this version. The soldiers actually seem to do a lot of damage in large numbers. But as always, I need a catapult and soldiers. There is no reason to have lots of catapults like I usually do in the other ports, because there's no bombard tactic in the field battle. And that was the one that would allow the catapults to do the most damage. So I just need one catapult so I can get through the castle walls. Probably should have gotten Robin Hood, but whatever. Again, the graphics in this game are fantastic. Now this one's kind of a funny one. You can't actually use the Greek fire as far as I can tell, or if that was supposed to be disease. They just hadn't gotten around to implementing it before it's time to ship. And I'm using the mouse here, so I'm gonna go... Can't quite remember where it's supposed to be. I think right here. Alright. So that one you hit one time, you go up like a couple pixels, lob 2 rocks there, go up a couple pixels, lob 2 rocks there, and then go up a couple pixels. That's it, the wall's down. So the catapult's pretty easy. And then the enemy didn't even have anybody in the castle. This is something that happens frequently in this version. When I think of the Nintendo version, there's at least 20 soldiers defending at any given time. Okay, and again, I got 21 gold. That's just 21 more soldiers in my army immediately. If I remember to go home and get them. I don't know why I clicked 21 times. If you hold right mouse and then left click, you actually do 5 at a time, so, but I just forgot. You can also teleport home, which is interesting. If you click on your home castle, your army teleports home. And then, so if I hold down right click and then left click, 5, 10, 15, 20, and then one more. 79 soldiers, 1 catapult. I have never seen the enemy attack my home castle, but I'm not going to push it. So I'm going to go ahead and push these guys back. And you can see that once you're on a winning spree. Okay, I'll go ahead and try again. Again, I have no idea. I can't figure out how to dodge. I can't even figure out when the right time to attack is. Sometimes I just spam left mouse and I win, and a lot of times I just lose. No idea. This first guy is usually pretty easy, but I have no idea how much damage I took. I do love the shadow effects, I've always loved that. And then here is where I'm like, I have no idea, am I hurting him? Is he hurting me? Occasionally I hear clanging of swords, but I don't know why. And I died. No idea. And I've read online, I don't get it. I've tried backing up and stabbing like I would do in the Commodore 64 version. I don't get it. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and just buy more soldiers. thing that bothers me the most is I just want to see the animation of the maiden just to see what the graphics are like, but I cannot win the sword fight. I'm going to go straight for this guy's home castle and see how that goes. I've heard there's a glitch that it's pointless to have castles because there's something about if the castle's defeated, your whole entire army gets wiped out no matter where your army was. So the fact that there's glitches in this version too, not a great thing. Alright, and then again I get to buy more soldiers. Don't have to take a turn to do it. So teleport home. Now I have a ridiculous number of soldiers. Alright, so one hit at that level, 2 pixels up. 1, 2, couple pixels up. 1, 2. And the wall's down. I still had 4 rocks left. And they had no army defending in the first place. That would never happen in the other versions. I still lost 1 soldier though, so I don't know what that's about. It's so weird. Okay, you guys get to watch me fail the sword fight again. I apologize, guys. I've tried. I hate this first screen because you can't tell who's who. I have no idea why that guy took longer than usual to defeat. Here, I'll show you. I can stab and dodge. I don't know what's going on here. Am I getting hit? Is he getting hit? I have no idea. Again, I occasionally am hearing a clank of sword, but... And then I do know that he won't die until he's at the top of the stairs, so I don't know. I have no idea what happened there. Was I close to winning? No idea. No health bar. No indication who's taking damage. Okay. I'm going to teleport my army home. And let me think about this. I'm actually going to hold a tournament just so I can show you what that looks like. You gotta remember it costs money to hold a tournament, so you can't buy a bunch of soldiers, then do it. Again, graphics are fantastic. Commodore Amiga could do amazing things. Okay, I don't remember who's left alive, so I'm just going to choose the Normans and try to figure out who's who. Okay, that guy's got no land, so I'm just jousting for fame. I don't know that Jousting for Fame actually does anything in this version either. All right, and then here's kind of the cheat. I'm gonna move, you saw where I moved my mouse. That's all you do to win. All right, I'll keep going down the list. I'll take this guy's land. So that will put me in striking distance of this castle. And then I just move my mouse down here between this red and blue tent. Right there. Just hold it there, don't move. And I win. I tried playing it the legit way, and you're supposed to line up the lance with like the center of their shield. But yeah, it's hard not to cheat when it's the option's there, which is just hold the mouse right here. So yeah, I definitely like the Commodore 64 version best, where you're using a joystick to line up the lance and then you have to hit the button at the right time. There's at least a little bit of a challenge there. Okay. I guess I can go buy a bunch of knights with all that money. Knights. And then again, remember, sometimes the enemy doesn't even keep any soldiers in his castle to defend it. So probably I'm just won the game. Oh, too high. Okay, they had 10 guys defending the castle. One last side note, you can't move through allied lands in this game, so you just have to conquer each other. But the other Saxons will at least be polite enough to not attack your home castle, as far as I can tell. I don't know why I find this graphic here really disappointing. And it's odd because I don't think that's a different video mode, so I don't know why they didn't do a better job on the crown. And you can see the awesome effects and the awesome background here. Why did that crown look so bad? Alright, this song goes on for a while, so I'm going to go ahead and stop it. So real quick, final thoughts. It's an interesting piece of history. The graphics are really good. The sound quality and music, they're good enough. They work for me. But the gameplay to me is just busted. Raiding is not fun because I have no idea how it works or how to win. And this is coming from someone who's figured out the NES controls and Commodore 64 controls, which are not the best in the world either. I cannot figure out the raiding in this, the swordplay. The jousting is busted because you can win every single time just by moving your mouse to a certain place on the screen before and then not moving your mouse again. The siege is kind of boring once you figure it out. It's okay. And then the field battles don't even have tactics. So it's really a matter of who has the highest leadership and who has the most soldiers. So overall, this is not a version of the game that I would come back to. They obviously, I had heard that they had rushed this game to production, and it kind of shows through a little bit. And then looking at the ports, you can see that they added all the features that should have been in the original game, like a health bar during the raid, better feedback during the raid, more tactics during the field battles. So yeah, I don't recommend coming back to this version other than from a historical viewpoint of looking at how good the graphics were and how amazing of a system the Commodore Amiga was. But I think that's going to be it. Sorry I couldn't rescue a maiden. I tried 3 times and failed. Catch you guys next time.